Greetings and welcome to my podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Andrea Walker, family nurse practitioner. In today's episode, we will discuss the power of protein, fats, and carbs while taking any of the GLP-1 meds to include Ozempic, Wegovy, Semaglutide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, and Tirzepatide. Protein, fats, and carbs are what we call macronutrients, also known as macros for short. Incorporating the right ones and eating specific amounts can aid in reaching your weight loss goals. So, today we will discuss the power of each one to help you get a better understanding of their importance in your daily diet. As you may or may not know, depending on how new you are to the GLP-1 community, GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, which is a hormone that our bodies naturally produce. Of course, when we inject any of the GLP-1 medications, we're basically injecting a synthetic version of the GLP-1 hormone to give us additional help with the benefits of the GLP-1 hormone by elevating GLP-1 levels within the body. As a reminder, the GLP-1 hormone plays a key role in regulating appetite, insulin secretion, and glucose metabolism. Understanding the relationship between GLP-1 and macronutrients, protein, fats, and carbohydrates is essential for designing effective weight loss and health strategies. The majority of today's discussion will be on protein, but we will go over how each macronutrient interacts with GLP-1s. So let's get started. We'll start with proteins. Protein intake has a strong effect on GLP-1 secretion. When proteins are consumed, they stimulate the release of GLP-1 hormone from the gut. This leads to increased feeling of satiety and reduced appetite, which can help with weight management. Next, proteins are crucial for maintaining muscle mass, which is important during weight loss. Proteins help maintain metabolism and keep you feeling full for longer, enhancing the effects of GLP-1 on hunger regulation. Just those two statements alone should be enough reason for you to make sure you get in your protein on a daily basis. But here are even more reasons why eating protein is important for weight loss. Protein helps you feel fuller for longer than carbohydrates or fats. This can reduce overall calorie intake and help control hunger. When losing weight on the GLP-1s, there is a risk of losing muscle. Protein helps maintain muscle mass, which is crucial for keeping your metabolism high since muscle burns more calories than fat, even at rest. Protein has a higher thermic effect of food, also known as TEF, than carbs or fats. This means your body uses more energy to digest, absorb, and metabolize protein, burning more calories in the process, which is something we want to experience. Protein can help reduce cravings and late-night snackings, particularly by regulating hormones related to appetite such as ghrelin and leptin. This is super important to know. I was chatting with a friend recently and we were discussing sugar cravings. Just like anyone, yes, I will eat sweets here and there, but I do not crave them, and I believe it is because I eat a lot of protein. I eat protein with each meal or snack throughout the day. Eating protein works for reducing cravings and late night snacking. Higher protein intake is associated with increased fat loss, especially around the belly area, while maintaining lean body mass. Let me repeat that for those who are very focused on losing abdominal fat. Higher protein intake is associated with increased fat loss, especially in the stomach. Not only does incorporating adequate protein while on the GLP-1s help to balance the preservation of muscle and fat loss, but it also supports sustainable weight reduction. Sustainability will be the key to long-term weight loss. Protein plays a fundamental role in maintaining and repairing tissues, supporting metabolic function, and sustaining overall health. Now, let's go over the basics of proteins. Proteins are made up of amino acids, which are organic compounds consisting of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sometimes sulfur. There are 20 different amino acids which combine in various sequences to form proteins. 9 of these amino acids are considered essential amino acids because the body cannot produce them on its own. They must be obtained through the diet, whereas the non-essential amino acids are produced by the body. If you are a gym enthusiast, have a personal trainer, or have been working out for a while, then you probably have heard of BCAAs, which stands for branched chain amino acids, and then there's EAAs, which stands for essential amino acids. And remember, the essential amino acids are the ones our bodies do not produce, so you have to get them through your diet or other ways, such as injections or pills. This is one of the reasons I offer 2 different shots at my clinic. They serve several purposes, and they include some of the EAAs and BCAAs. The injections also increase metabolism, contain a fat burner, and have many other great benefits. Most weight loss clinics and some online providers offer them. The overall terms of these particular injections are called lipotropics, but as far as specific ones, they will all have various names. The ones that I offer are called BioBoost, my favorite, and then there's Vitachrome. But if you do not like injections, many people will actually drink BCAAs or EAAs daily because, again, they are the building blocks of proteins. So they will help with weight loss, building muscle, breaking down food, and boosting the immune system. Now, I want to differentiate the difference between complete and incomplete proteins. Complete proteins contain all 9 essential amino acids in adequate amounts. Complete proteins are typically found in animal-based foods such as meat, poultry, fish, eggs, dairy, and soy products. Incomplete proteins lack 1 or more essential amino acids. Plant-based proteins like beans, grains, nuts, and seeds are often incomplete, though combining different plant proteins can produce all essential amino acids. When it comes to building muscle, I'm not saying that incomplete proteins won't help, but complete proteins will be more effective. However, for the purposes of weight loss, you can eat both with more focus on the complete proteins. Now, let's briefly talk about high quality versus low quality protein. High quality proteins will typically come from your animal sources. Again, these are considered complete proteins, meaning they provide all the essential amino acids. Meat, poultry, fish, and seafood, dairy products, and eggs. And then you have your plant-based. These are typically incomplete proteins, but can still be good sources, especially when combined with other plant proteins. And these are things like legumes, whole grains, nuts and seeds, and then vegetables. Now, soy, although it is plant-based, it is actually considered a complete protein. Now, let's talk about supplements. I get people to ask me all the time, they'll say, I can't get my protein in. What do you think about supplementing with protein powders or protein bars? I'm not a real huge fan of protein bars, but I definitely recommend protein powders. But you can do protein powders, protein shakes, or protein bars made from whey, casein, soy, pea, or hemp. These will help to increase your protein intake. My words of advice when choosing one are to try to choose high quality protein supplements. My personal favorite protein would be whey, but that's just my choice. Now, the amount of protein a person needs varies depending on age, sex, activity level, and overall health. Everyone has their own varying degree of recommendation on this. A dietitian will more than likely have you on a very low protein diet, or at least what I consider a low protein diet. Then there's the in-between healthcare practitioners. But most weight loss providers, trainers, and coaches are in agreement that protein is your friend and will aid in your weight loss success. When I make meal plans, each one is individualized according to age, activity level, overall goals, medical history, and medication. With that being said, here are some general guidelines, and this is for weight loss and muscle building. Individuals looking to lose weight or build muscle might need more protein than the average person. 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight is commonly recommended in these cases. And again, the amount of protein should be individualized. Now, let's talk protein digestion and absorption. Protein digestion begins in the stomach. This process continues in the small intestines, where enzymes further break peptides into individual amino acids. The amino acids are absorbed through the small intestines lining and transported into the bloodstream, where they are taken up by cells for various functions. So, here's the big question. How much protein can the body absorb at one time for utilization? In other words, how much protein should you eat per meal or snack? The answer is about 30 grams max. I know many eat more than this, but studies show that more than 40 grams in one setting are not of any extra benefit. Plus, too much protein can lead to kidney problems, so this is why I stress to my patients to eat small but frequent meals. Inadequate protein intake can lead to muscle loss, weakened immunity, nutrient deficiencies, and a weight loss plateau. On the flip side of that, excess protein can strain the kidneys, especially in individuals with pre-existing kidney conditions. It may also lead to dehydration and nutrient imbalances if other macronutrients are neglected. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about special diets, and that would be for vegetarians and vegan diets. Plant-based eaters must ensure they get a variety of protein sources to meet their needs. It can be done, but you've got to be very strategic when making choices. Combining different plant foods can provide all essential amino acids. Now, we will wrap up the discussion on protein, but keep in mind that ensuring adequate protein intake from a variety of sources, whether animal or plant-based, will support your overall health and fitness goals while taking the GLP-1 meds, and will even help more when or if you decide to discontinue the GLP-1 meds. Now, let's briefly talk about the other two macronutrients, fats and carbs. Dietary fats promote slower gastric emptying, which enhances the release of GLP-1. Fats also contribute to prolonged satiety by keeping foods in the stomach longer, thus extending the GLP-1 effects on appetite suppression. Healthy fats like omega-3 fatty acids can increase the sensation of fullness, helping to reduce overall calorie intake. That is the key. You want healthy fats. So, a few examples of omega-3 fatty acids are salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, and nuts. Now, let's move on to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, particularly complex ones, stimulate GLP-1 release due to their slow digestion and gradual absorption. The release of GLP-1 helps regulate blood sugar by promoting insulin secretion and inhibiting glucagon release, making it beneficial for managing diabetes and weight loss. Examples of complex carbs are legumes, fruits, starchy veggies like sweet potatoes, and whole grain products. Now, low glycemic index carbs provide a steadier release of glucose, preventing sharp spikes in blood sugar, which can reduce cravings and promote sustained energy levels. Some examples of the low glycemic index carbs are broccoli, spinach, asparagus, tomato, cabbage, and berries. In conclusion, a balanced intake of proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates is key for optimizing GLP-1 levels, even with the GLP-1 injections. This balance supports appetite regulation, blood sugar control, and long-term weight management. In addition to taking the GLP-1 medications, optimizing your protein and making good choices for your fats and carbs can enhance the effectiveness of your weight loss results and help to lead to lasting sustainable weight loss. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to meal prep, eat your protein, and get some workouts in. I'm Dr. Andrea Walker, family nurse practitioner, owner of Dr. Andrea's Medical and Weight Loss Clinic and Telehealth DNP LLC. For more weight loss tips, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Until next week, I hope you have an amazing week. Bye for now.